All right, today we're doing something a little different. We are pulling back the curtain on the super high-stakes, high-security world of multi-million, sometimes even billion-dollar gold deals. See, we've gotten our hands on what is basically an internal playbook that lays out exactly how the pros tell the real deals from the fakes. So yeah, let's dive right in.
Okay, picture this. An email lands on your desk. It's an offer for a massive shipment of gold. The potential value? A cool $1 billion. Now, the upside is obviously astronomical, right? But the risk is just as big, if not bigger. So, what's your first move? What's the very first thing you do before you even think about replying?
In this world, your job has one simple but absolutely critical title. You are the gatekeeper. Your primary mission? It's to protect your company by stopping bad deals long before they can ever become big problems. And to do that, you don't rely on gut feelings or intuition. No way. You use a protocol. And this? Well, this is that protocol.
So let's get right into it. We're going to call this the Gatekeeper's Checklist, and you can think of it as your step-by-step guide. And it's designed for one purpose and one purpose only, to filter deals aggressively and early. The whole point is to make sure that only the most credible, the most verifiable opportunities ever even make it past your desk. And here it is, the entire process at a glance. It's a really clear, linear path that kind of acts like a funnel, you know? You get the deal, then you methodically verify the seller, then the gold itself, then the banking, and finally, the documents. And listen, only after every single one of those boxes is checked does it get escalated. So let's break down exactly how each of these stages works. All right, first things first. Before you even start thinking about all that shiny gold, you have to focus on the person who's offering it. So step one is all about proving the seller. It's the most basic foundational question there is. Who exactly are we dealing with here? Because if you get this part wrong, well, nothing else matters.
And look, proving the seller isn't just about getting a name. This checklist shows you the kind of detail we're talking about. You need their individual and their company identity. You need to know the exact introduction path. You got to see their company registration docs, and crucially, you need to know the UBO. That's the ultimate beneficial owner. Basically the person who's really profiting here. Every single one of these is a non-negotiable data point.
But of course, it's almost never that simple, right? So what happens when you hit your first roadblock? What do you do if the seller's identity is a little fuzzy or a key document is on its way but just hasn't shown up yet? This is it. This is the first and honestly the most common test of a gatekeeper's discipline. And the protocol has a crystal clear, really powerful answer to that question. If any item is missing, you stop. That's it. It's not proceed with caution, it's not make a note of it for later, it is a hard stop. The deal basically goes into suspended animation until that documentation is in your hands. The point is this: no proof, no progress. Period.
Okay, so let's say the seller checks out. Everything's perfect. You've proven the who. Now we can finally move on to the what. Step 2 is all about proving the gold itself. Is the asset even real? And just as important, where in the world is it at this very moment?
But wait, before you even try to pinpoint the physical gold, the protocol actually makes you do a kind of sanity check. Does this seller even belong in this market? You're looking for a real history in gold trading. You want to see evidence of recent deals in major hubs like Dubai and, of course, valid licenses. Think about it. If some newcomer just shows up out of the blue with a $1 billion deal, yeah, that's an immediate high-risk flag.
Okay, now for the physical asset. And this part is brilliant because it shows how location changes absolutely everything. If the gold is supposedly in a vault in Dubai, you need specifics. What's the storage location? What kind of facility is it? And you need definitive proof it's sitting right there. But if it's in another country, or maybe it's in transit, the burden of proof totally shifts. Now you need shipment history, the country of origin, import documents. You see, you tailor your questions to fit the story they're telling you.
And just like with the seller's identity, there is absolutely zero room for stories or excuses here. The rule is absolute. If the gold cannot be located or proven, you stop. A seller who can't prove they actually have the gold, well, they're not a seller, are they? They're just a person with a good pitch, and you are not in the business of buying pitches. Okay, so let's recap. You've verified the seller, you've verified the asset, the deal is looking stronger, but you are not done. Not by a long shot. Now we get to the final hurdles, which line up with steps 3 and 4 of our protocol. The money and, you guessed it, the mountain of paperwork that makes it all official.
So this covers the last two pieces of the puzzle. First up, banking. Are they using legit recognizable banks? Is there any suspicious financial behavior? Then second, the documents. You need the whole shebang, a complete set. That includes things like a CIS, which is a client information sheet, and KYB, or Know Your Business documents, plus licenses, proof of ownership, all of it. And the protocol couldn't be clearer. No escalation without a complete document set.
So you've done it. You've gone through every single step. You've gathered all the evidence. Now it's time to actually be the gatekeeper and make the call. This is that moment of decision. Does this deal move forward to the compliance team, or does it stop right here, with you, right now?
And you know what? The protocol makes this decision incredibly simple. There's no gray area here at all. You only proceed, you only escalate to compliance if all 5 of these conditions are met. The counterparty is identifiable, the goal is proven, licenses are valid, banking is legit, and all the documentation is complete. It has to be 5 for 5. 4 out of 5 is a fail.
And on the flip side, these are your instant deal breakers. You reject immediately if even one of these red flags pops up: an unclear seller, unverified gold, missing licenses, inconsistent documents, or a shady referral chain. Any single one of those is enough to kill the deal right on the spot. This is what filtering aggressively and early really means.
So we've looked at all the steps, the checklists, the rules. But what's the one core principle that holds all of this together? What's the single philosophy behind it all? What is the gatekeeper's golden rule? It all boils down to this one incredibly powerful sentence. If you cannot verify it, you cannot escalate it. That's it. That's the heart and soul of this entire protocol. It's simple, it's absolute, and it is your #1 directive. If there is even a shadow of a doubt, if one single piece of the puzzle can't be proven, the deal stops with you.
And that's really the final, most important point. Your job as the gatekeeper is not actually to make deals happen. It's to protect the company from bad deals. Your value isn't measured by the deals you pass through, it's measured by the problems you prevent. And your greatest tool for doing that is this exact process of aggressive early filtering.
So as we wrap this up, as we close out this inside look at high-stakes vetting, I want to leave you with a final thought. In a world filled with incredibly complex deals, with sophisticated stories and immense pressure to say yes, could it be that our most powerful defense is just asking one simple, relentless question, over and over again: can you prove it?